last question, Ms. Bresch. This came up late in the process. It was a surprise to us, but can you explain or clarify from your own vantage point the role that your mother played in this process? I mean, we're reading these articles that seem sensational. I don't know what's true, what's not true. I'm giving you an open-ended opportunity to express your version of what is going on there.
And I greatly appreciate that. The article is completely inaccurate. Mylan, when we acquired this product and realized the complete lack of awareness and access to the product, and the fact that public places, let's take schools, that if a child at a school or on a playground were to go in and have a severe allergic reaction, go into anaphylaxis, and if that child didn't have a prescription in their name at that school, the school couldn't use it. So there were deaths in schools happening because there may have been EpiPens or other epinephrine auto-injectors, but they weren't allowed to be used, and children, like I said, tragically died. We saw this as unacceptable. So there had only been a handful of states that had started to recognize that epinephrine auto-injectors could be in a public place in the school's name, not in the child's name. Therefore, the nurses and trained administrators could use it in the case of a tragic event. We then started helping, and I applaud the federal legislatures as well as state legislatures who quickly recognized these tragic events and that they could be largely preventable, and legislation began to get passed to allow schools to stock epinephrine. We then launched our EpiPen for Schools program, which, as I said, we've given 700,000 free pens to over 66,000 schools with no strings attached, and hope that one of the benefits of this would be that the other 65,000 schools will participate and receive free EpiPens. During this period of time, you know the burden on schools from a policy perspective, training perspective, so we gave amounts to various groups, whether it was the National School Board, National Education for Association, National School Nurses, that we could help, and only helping to fund them, train personnel, and educate so that people could recognize an anaphylactic event and know how to use and know how to administer product. My mother has dedicated her life to education, has been a volunteer for years, and rotated 1 year into the president of the National School Board in 2012, and then rotated out. We have continued to work with these organizations to continue to help train and educate. So while people may want to criticize Mylan for giving free pens and having access in public places to EpiPens, I certainly thought it was a very cheap shot to bring my mother into this.
I now recognize Mr. Cummings.
Thank you.